Hey there, folks. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that's got everyone talking. The 10 states in America that are seeing the biggest exodus in 2024. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, people are actually leaving the good old US of A? Well, buckle up because it's happening, and it's happening big time. We would appreciate your support by subscribing and liking the video. Now let's dive in. Let's take a look at the top 10 states that are losing residents faster than you can say road trip. First up, we've got the one and only California. Now, I know what you're thinking, but California's got Hollywood, beaches, and all that good stuff. Well, turns out the high taxes and cost of living are just too much for some folks to handle. California, known for its diverse economy and high living costs, has seen a population decline since 2019, with over 30,000 residents leaving between 2020 and 2023. Factors like the pandemic, declining birth rates, and outmigration to states like Texas have contributed to this trend. The state's high tax burden, with a combined state and local tax rate of over 12%, has driven many residents to seek lower tax states. California's crime rates, while improving in some areas, remain a concern, with a rate of 4,300.6 per 100,000 residents in 2020. Housing costs in California are among the highest in the country, with a median home price exceeding $350,000, prompting residents to seek more affordable housing options elsewhere. Despite having a highly educated population, with over 90% holding a high school diploma or higher, California's education system has faced criticism for being expensive and lacking in job training. The state's healthcare system is well regarded, but high healthcare costs pose challenges for many residents. California's transportation system is well developed, but traffic congestion remains a significant issue, with long commutes for many residents. The state's tourism industry, while popular, has faced struggles due to high costs and declining visitor numbers. California's susceptibility to natural disasters like wildfires and earthquakes, along with environmental issues such as pollution, further compound the challenges faced by the state. Despite these challenges, California's economy remains resilient, with sectors like agriculture, healthcare, and technology showing growth potential. The state's future will depend on addressing these issues while leveraging its strengths to maintain its status as a dynamic and diverse state. Number 9, New York. All right, folks, let's talk about the state that's been giving California a run for its money in the population decline department, New York. Now, I know what you're thinking, but New York's got the Big Apple, Broadway, and all that good stuff. Well, hold on to your hats because the Empire State is facing some serious challenges that are driving residents out faster than you can say Times Square. First and foremost, let's talk about those pesky taxes. Yep, you heard me right. New York's tax burden is enough to make even the wealthiest residents pack their bags and head for the hills. And it's not just the rich folks feeling the squeeze. Even the average Joe is struggling to make ends meet. But wait, there's more. The cost of living in New York is through the roof, my friends. From sky-high rents to the cost of groceries and transportation, it's enough to make your head spin. And let's not forget about the crowds. It's enough to make even the most extroverted person want to find a quiet corner to hide in. And let's not forget about the crime. Now, I know what you're thinking, but New York's got the Statue of Liberty and all that good stuff. Well, hold on to your hats because even Lady Liberty can't escape the harsh realities of crime. From the Bronx to Brooklyn, the streets are anything but safe, and lack of economic opportunities. Yep, you heard me right. Even with all the financial institutions and media giants, there's still a shortage of good jobs for the average person. And let's not forget about the wealth gap. It's enough to make even the most optimistic person want to throw in the towel. So, how bad is it, you ask? Well, according to the latest census data, New York lost about 15,000 more residents than California between April 2020 and July 2022. That's a population decrease of over 500,000 people in just 2 years. And get this, the number of residents leaving surpassed those moving in by nearly 700,000. Crazy, right? But wait, there's more. New York's population loss was driven primarily by domestic migration, with residents seeking greener pastures in other states. And where are they going, you ask? Well, according to the data, nearby states like New Jersey and Connecticut are seeing an influx of New Yorkers looking for a change of pace. Number 8. Illinois. Now let's talk about Illinois. This state has been losing population for years, and 2024 is no exception. High taxes, fiscal mismanagement, and crime in places like Chicago are just a few of the reasons why people are saying sayonara to the land of Lincoln. Illinois' tax burden is enough to make even the wealthiest residents pack their bags and head for the hills. And it's not just the rich folks feeling the squeeze. Even the average Joe is struggling to make ends meet. The cost of living in Illinois is through the roof, my friends. From sky-high property taxes to the cost of groceries and transportation, it's enough to make your head spin. And let's not forget about the crime. It's enough to make even the most hardened Chicago want to find a quiet corner to hide in. And let's not forget about the lack of economic opportunities. Yep, you heard me right. Even with all the big businesses and financial institutions, there's still a shortage of good jobs for the average person. And let's not forget about the wealth gap. It's enough to make even the most optimistic person want to throw in the towel. So how bad is it, you ask? Well, according to the latest census data, Illinois lost over 113,000 residents between July 2021 and July 2022. That's a population decrease of about 0.9%. And get this, the number of residents leaving surpassed those moving in by nearly 80,000. Crazy, right? Illinois' population loss was driven primarily by domestic migration, with residents seeking greener pastures in other states. And where are they going, you ask? Well, according to the data, nearby states like Indiana and Wisconsin are seeing an influx of Illinoisans looking for a change of pace. Number 7. New Jersey. New Jersey, the Garden State, has been experiencing a decline in population since 2019, with a net loss of over 30,000 residents between 2020 and 2023. This decline is attributed to a combination of factors, including high costs of living, lack of economic opportunities, and a decline in the state's manufacturing sector. The state's high tax burden, with a combined state and local tax rate of over 12%, has driven many residents to seek lower tax states, such as Florida and Texas. New Jersey's crime rate is also higher than many other states, with a rate of 4,300.6 per 100,000 residents in 2020. The state's housing costs are among the highest in the country, with a median home price of over $350,000. Despite its highly educated population, with over 90% of residents holding a high school diploma or higher, the state's education system has been criticized for being overly expensive and not providing adequate job training. New Jersey's healthcare system is well regarded, with many top-ranked hospitals and medical centers, but the state's healthcare costs are high, and many residents struggle to afford healthcare. The state's transportation system is well developed, with many major highways and public transportation options, but traffic congestion is among the worst in the country. New Jersey is a popular tourist destination, with many attractions such as the Jersey Shore, Atlantic City, and Princeton, but the state's tourism industry has been struggling in recent years, with many businesses closing due to high costs and declining visitor numbers. The state is also prone to natural disasters such as hurricanes and floods, which have caused significant damage and disruption to the state's infrastructure and economy. Number 6. Massachusetts. Massachusetts, the Bay State, has a rich history dating back to the early 17th century. In recent years, the state has experienced a slight population decline, with the population decreasing by around 0.1% between 2020 and 2021, equating to a loss of approximately 7,000 residents. Domestic outmigration is a primary driver of this decline, with more residents leaving Massachusetts for other states than moving in from other parts of the country. The state's high cost of living, particularly in housing and healthcare, has contributed to this trend. The median home value is around $450,000, more than double the national median, pricing many residents out of the housing market. Healthcare costs are also among the highest in the nation, with residents paying an average of $7,500 per person per year for medical expenses. The state's tax burden is another factor contributing to its population decline. Massachusetts has a flat income tax rate of 5%, a 6.25% sales tax, and some of the highest property taxes in the country. These high taxes, combined with the state's high cost of living, have made it difficult for many residents to make ends meet. Despite these challenges, Massachusetts remains a hub of economic activity, particularly in healthcare, education, and technology. The state is home to numerous prestigious universities and research institutions, including Harvard University and MIT. The state's healthcare sector is also a major employer, with numerous hospitals and medical research facilities located throughout the state. However, the state has also faced challenges in terms of economic opportunity and job growth. While the unemployment rate is lower than the national average, many residents have struggled to find well-paying jobs that match their skills and education levels. This has led some to seek opportunities in other states with more robust job markets. Number 5. Louisiana. Louisiana, known as the Pelican State, has faced significant population challenges in recent years. Between 2010 and 2020, the state's population grew by just 2.5%, far below the national average of 7.4% during that period. This sluggish growth can be attributed to a combination of high taxes, limited economic opportunities, and rising crime rates that have driven many residents to seek better prospects elsewhere. The state's tax burden is a major concern, with Louisiana ranking among the top 10 states with the highest tax rates. The state sales tax, which can reach as high as 11.45% in some areas, places a heavy burden on low-income families already struggling with the high cost of living. Housing costs in particular have been a growing issue, with the median home price reaching $200,000 in 2021. This has priced many would-be homeowners out of the market, forcing them to seek more affordable options or move out of state entirely. Crime is another major factor driving residents out of Louisiana, with the state ranking among the top 10 most dangerous in the country. Despite these challenges, Louisiana has seen some positive economic developments in recent years, with the unemployment rate dropping from a high of 12.1% in 2020 to 5.9% in 2021. However, the state still lags behind the national average, with many residents struggling to find well-paying jobs that match their skills and education levels. The devastating landfall of Hurricane Ida in August 2021 caused widespread damage across the state, with over 1 million residents losing power and many homes and businesses destroyed. In the aftermath of Ida, many residents were forced to evacuate their homes, with some choosing not to return. This exodus, combined with the ongoing population decline, has led to a significant decrease in Louisiana's population. Between 2020 and 2021, the state lost over 27,000 residents, a decline of 0.6%. Despite these challenges, Louisiana remains a vibrant and culturally rich state, with a strong sense of community and a deep appreciation for its history and traditions. Number 4. Hawaii. Hawaii, a state known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich cultural heritage, has seen significant demographic and economic shifts in recent years. With a population of 1.45 million and a median age of 39.6, Hawaii boasts a diverse ethnic makeup, including Asian, white, and Pacific Islander groups. The state's median household income of $88,005 reflects a mix of economic opportunities and challenges. Despite its natural beauty and cultural richness, Hawaii faces hurdles such as high living costs, crime concerns, and limited economic opportunities. The state's tax burden and high cost of living present challenges for residents, particularly in housing affordability. Crime rates, while lower than some mainland states, remain a concern, emphasizing the importance of public safety measures. The COVID-19 pandemic significantly impacted Hawaii's economy, particularly its tourism sector, leading to a peak unemployment rate of 21.9% in 2020. The state's economy contracted by 7.1%, with the tourism industry experiencing a 29.7% decline in visitor arrivals. To address the economic fallout, Hawaii implemented initiatives like the Safe Travels program and the Hawaii Restaurant Card program to support residents and businesses. Looking ahead, Hawaii aims to diversify its economy and address climate change challenges. The state has set ambitious renewable energy goals, aiming for 100% renewable electricity by 2045. Investments in resilient infrastructure and sustainable transportation projects like the Honolulu Rail Transit demonstrate Hawaii's commitment to environmental sustainability. Hawaii's unique blend of natural beauty, diverse culture, and economic challenges shape its path forward. By addressing issues like high living costs, crime, and economic diversification, Hawaii can build a more resilient and inclusive future for its residents. Through strategic planning and community engagement, Hawaii can continue to thrive as a vibrant and sustainable state in the United States. Number 3. Alaska. Alaska, renowned for its stunning landscapes and unique culture, has experienced notable population dynamics in recent years. In 2022, the state's population reached 736,556, the highest since 2018, marking a slight increase. However, Alaska continues to witness more people leaving than arriving, leading to the 10th consecutive year of negative net migration. Despite this trend, the state gained population due to a higher number of births than deaths and a modest increase in migration. While the outmigration rate is decreasing, indicating a positive shift, Alaska still faces challenges in achieving neutral or positive migration flows. Population figures are crucial indicators of economic health, influencing the demand for essential services. The COVID-19 pandemic significantly impacted Alaska's demographics, causing fluctuations in migration patterns. Between 2021 and 2022, there was a notable increase in both in-migrants and out-migrants, resulting in a net loss of 2,489 residents. However, the state experienced a natural population increase of 2,940, driven by more births than deaths. Despite the challenges posed by outmigration, Alaska saw a modest estimated population increase of 451 between 2021 and 2022. The state's fertility rate, although above the national average, has been declining, while the death rate has been rising due to the aging population. Number 2, Maryland. Maryland, a state known for its diversity and history, has faced demographic shifts in recent years. The 2020 census placed Maryland's population at 6,177,224, ranking it 18th nationally. While Maryland's population continues growing by at least 7% per decade, it has experienced a slowdown and declines in some areas. Between 2010 and 2020, Maryland's population growth rate was 7%, slightly trailing the national average of 7.5%. In this period, the state's population increased by 403,672, reflecting a natural increase of 187,483, which is the result of 511,061 births and 323,578 deaths. However, Maryland experienced a negative domestic migration, with 112,930 more individuals leaving the state than arriving. On the other hand, international migration contributed positively with 191,952 new residents from abroad, leading to a net migration of 79,022. These figures collectively depict Maryland's demographic changes and migration trends over the decade. Some areas, like Allegheny County, saw declines, dropping from 75,087 in 2010 to 68,106 in 2020, a 9.3% decline. This likely stems from outmigration, declining birth rates, and an aging population. Maryland is becoming more diverse. It ranks as the most diverse East Coast state and third most diverse nationally, per the 2020 Census Diversity Index. In 2019, 15.4% of Marylanders were foreign-born. Hispanic, Latino, and non-Hispanic Asian populations grew significantly from 2010-2020. However, Maryland faces high costs of living and economic challenges. The combined state and local tax rate exceeds 12%. The 2021 median home price reached $350,000, making housing unaffordable for many and contributing to outmigration to lower-cost states. Crime is another concern, with Maryland's 2020 violent crime rate of 551.7 per 100,000 residents, exceeding the 369.4 national average. High crime has led some to seek safer communities, further driving out migration. Number 1. Michigan. Michigan, a state with a diverse population and a storied history, has experienced notable demographic changes in recent years. From 2010 to 2020, Michigan's population grew by 2.0%, a rate slower than the national average of 7.5%. This slower growth positioned Michigan as the 46th state in terms of population growth among those that experienced growth. However, from 2020 to 2022, Michigan faced challenges as one of the 19 states that saw a decline in population. Factors contributing to this decline include persistent net outmigration, declining birth rates, and increased mortality rates, exacerbated by the aging population and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Migration patterns have played a significant role in shaping Michigan's population trends. The state has experienced net outmigration, particularly among family and working-age adults, contributing to its slow growth and aging population. Despite these challenges, Michigan has seen positive international migration and growth in the Hispanic, Latino, and non-Hispanic Asian populations from 2010 to 2020. As natural population increase slows, Michigan's future growth will rely more on net positive domestic and international migration to sustain its population levels. Michigan's aging population presents additional complexities for its workforce and economy. The median age in Michigan increased by 4.3 years between 2001 and 2021, ranking the state as the 14th oldest in the nation. This aging trend is expected to continue, with projections indicating a shift towards an older demographic profile. The aging population poses challenges for the labor force, consumer base, and tax revenue as the working-age population stagnates while the population of individuals aged 65 and older is projected to grow significantly. So, there you have it, folks. The 10 states that are seeing the biggest exodus in 2024. High costs, taxes, crime, and lack of economic opportunities are the main reasons why people are packing their bags and heading out. But hey, maybe this is a good thing, right? More space for the rest of us? Just kidding, folks. But seriously, if you're thinking of making a move, you might want to steer clear of these states. Just saying.